You been to one of our meetings before?
He has.
Hello, I have been. I'm in North Carolina and I wasn't sure if I was going to make it in the same time zone. So I guess it's 6 o'clock there, but it's 7 o'clock here.
It
No,
depends.
7 o'clock.
No, we're Eastern time.
Oh, you always were. Oh, has this been going on an hour?
No,
No.
you're
Okay.
2 minutes early.
Oh, okay. I know what happened. I got it Central Time because that's what I am in Mississippi, but I'm now in Carolina, but it didn't change the time. Okay. All righty.
Made it just in time.
Yay.
Good to see you, Sonny.
It's good to be here. Yeah, I'm visiting my family in North Carolina. It seems like I'm always on Zoom. And so I'm gonna have to figure something out because in the evening it's like this is what I do instead of being with them. And I got my parents and my sister. So tomorrow will I will keep a clean slate for the evening.
Yes, and we'll only keep you for, we've got this slated for just about an hour and a half
Mhm.
and should hopefully be new stuff. You know, we are trying to get repeat customers and that we'll
Mhm.
try to keep it interesting.
Okay.
Have you gotten to try anything on Canva or Free Toast Host yet?
I've done a couple of things and I do have David's number and I do plan to still contact him because I know he knows some things.
If I remember them, that's the problem. Sometimes I have to go back in and look at stuff of what I did. Yeah. It's trial and error a lot of times, but you get to it. It works. Elton C, that looks like a new person.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing that one. Janet's one of my fellow club members.
Okay.
Oh, now here comes Sonny's AI. Did you send that on purpose?
Is it saying an AI has followed me?
Yep, Sonny's AI notebook.
What?
Now, if it asks me, a lot of times it'll ask if it can be recorded, and I'll say no.
Yeah, you can say no because I don't know which one that could be.
Well, the crazy thing is it didn't ask this time. Did it ask anybody else if it was?
No.
Yes, I might have let it in.
Yeah, I usually will. I have done Udly in the past that comes in, but not a note taking. I didn't mean for a note taking one to come follow me today.
I get a little click happy, so yeah, I love like sure, come on, better you taking notes than me. Although I'm trying to, so we use Teams at work and I want it to be able to use the feature that would get it to create a summary of the meeting, but you have to have the pro version. And turns out my job does not. So all I do, but I do record it, then I take the transcripts and I drop it into ChatGPT. I said, provide me a summary of this. And I still get one. All right, welcome everybody. Yay. We are still just warming up, getting things just kind of comfortable, waiting for everybody to join in. So welcome. If you can, please turn on your cameras and we'd love to interact with you as much as possible.
Smile pretty.
Who do we have here that is their first time attending one of our Tech Ed Thursdays? I'd say raise your electronic hand, but if it's your first time, you may not know how. Because we covered that in our first Tech Ed Thursday.
Everybody's quiet. What in the world? Is everybody as cold as I am?
Actually made a point to turn my thermostat up just a little bit so I could sit here long enough. without getting up and wanting to jump around and be warm. Because it's our first snow today. How's everybody's weather? Yeah, I know us in the room have been chatting about the first snow of the year. Give us about 2 more minutes. Any last minute stragglers, because there is always that extra click to register sometimes that you gotta click and then join. I have another group that makes them register every time. I don't know why it does not save me.
Well, Donna,
Kia, for some reason, my background's not showing full screen, is it?
No,
it is not.
And I've never seen that happen before.
Well, I know you were originally sharing and whatever virtual, whatever thing you were sharing may have had something to do with that.
Oh. You think it would go back though, wouldn't you?
Usually, now
Mhm.
you're all, it's all black. I don't know.
This is odd.
I
Wonder
think
what-
if you can open your video settings and turn on the HD mode, it would help you.
HD, okay.
Yep.
Amazing. Look at that. Just like that. Got it. I love it.
a perfect example of what we are here to do.
Yeah.
Help support each other, figure out a few little things about the technology that is in our face and that we can use to help us in our Toastmasters journey. And that's what got us started with these Tech Ed Thursdays. This is Rakia's idea. This is her baby. The rest of us, we're going for the ride. Just happy to support in any way we can, which will lead me to also say if at any point you feel you have a subject matter you want to teach and give some information on. We're always looking for presenters. It doesn't have to be just us. And you can use your time here as perhaps for one of your Toastmaster speeches to move along a little further. And one thing I'll point out about the content is it only has to be a little piece of a thing, something you like about a software. We're not doing deep dives into all the features. We're picking out little pieces just to share a little bit. So keep that in mind if you think it might be a lot to take on. We've really narrowed it down to keep it simple. We are always excited to see what little tidbit we may have to offer. Now we'll go ahead and get started with today's meeting. I'm excited to introduce our presenters for today. We have Rupesh from the Communications Club at 11:29, and he will be presenting us some Canva. And we are going to mess with how to do when you have a template in Canva and how to use it for doing meeting highlights. So after your meeting, you will have this like little flyer of information to post to help create the FOMO for people who have missed the meeting. They'll see who spoke and they'll note like, ooh, that person's good and I missed it. And to help drive that interest for people to keep making it. We have David from the Lunchtime Speaking to Succeed at 4845. And David is our resident expert on the Free Toast Host. And he is going to share with us today on how to add links to your Free Toast Host page. So while people are landing on your page, your main source, you can embed the ability to send them other locations, such as like a YouTube channel, Toastmasters International, and etc. We also have Rakia presenting today from Twin Bridges 6023. And today Rakia is going to share with us a little bit on Zoom and focusing on sharing screen and some of the moving pieces associated with that. And it is my absolute pleasure to introduce this kit because this is going to be some really useful information. And I hope everybody enjoys. Think of any questions you may have. And I'm going to turn control over to our first presenter, Rupesh, to talk about Canva. Here's Rupesh.
Thank you, Hillary. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Before I start, I want to make a note. I want this to be very interactive. I want to see your reactions if you like a point, or if you have heard a point for the first time, if you have heard a point which might give you a lot of ideas. And once I'm done with my short explanations of stuff, I'll give you 10 to 15 minutes of time where you can post your questions and get your doubts clarified. With that said, I just want to see a thumbs up from everyone, a virtual thumbs up from everyone if you are ready. Great, great, nice. Let's start with Canva today. Okay, so this is what we are going to do today. This is a meeting highlight template. Assuming we had our meeting today, I haven't introduced my club here, which is Communicators Club, and I just made myself self-proficient to show that I have been the best speaker and I have evaluated my speech, so I'm the best evaluator, and also I am the best table topic speaker. And for the best speaker, what was the path that he has taken and which level it was, and what is the word of the day today. So this is the summary of what happened today for any meeting that has prepared speeches, evaluations, and impromptu speaking sections. So let's start and see how we can make this. Before we go into this, I just want to share a few links with you guys where you can find the brand content. Toastmasters International has its own brand contents like branded images, branded colors, branded fonts, branded logos. So I just want to share these links with you so that you guys can follow along if you are having the screen. So let me just share the links in the chat. Yep. So thank you, Hillary, for sharing those links. I'm just going to open those links and show you how they look like. Let me know if you are able to see the screen that I'm sharing.
We can see.
Great. So this is Toastmasters International brand portal. So this is where you find everything related to the Toastmasters International brand. If you see this over here, it says brand manual. So if we hit that brand manual, this is what the entire brand manual of Toastmasters International looks like. So we are going to use a few important stuff from here. On your left side, you see the menu. And if you scroll down, you have the Pathways logos, which has all the pathways included with the badges. Whether it is a presentation mastery, effective coaching, innovative planning, leadership development, it has everything in different formats, a JPEG on PNG and vectors. So this is one important stuff that we'll be using. The second important stuff is the fonts. Toastmasters International has specifically mentioned the fonts that we can use in our posts for the branded content of Toastmasters International. We can find this font in Canva. And the third one is the color palette. what colors, like you don't have to go through a Toastmasters post to figure out what colors they use. They have already mentioned it here. What is the RGB code of it? What is the hex code of it? You can utilize this to make your Canva posts. And the last thing is images and photography. You don't need to search for royalty-free content or Creative Commons content. Toastmasters International has already it included. So you have here tons of photos, which you can use as background for your posts. So with that said, let's get started. So I have just created a new page. And this is what generally it looks like. It's clean, it's plain. We'll be starting to give it a background color. So to give it a background color, I'm just clicking this background color. And now I don't know which color to use. So now I go back to the brand manual and see what is the color palette for maroon. It says 772432. You can just copy this, go back to this page and just paste it here. Once you paste it, you get the same color and just hit it. So it is your background. Now I don't want my background to be plain. I want it to have some image. For that, I have done one thing, which is I have created a projects folder. If you scroll on your left of your Canva, you can see there is, excuse me. Okay. There is a projects folder. I have clicked the projects and then I'll go to the folders. I have created a new folder with all the things that I want, and I have downloaded it from the Toastmasters International. I have downloaded all of my logos. It's just loading, but I do have all my logos here and the images that I have just shown you, so that I don't have to go back to the Toastmasters brand portal again to get them downloaded. Once I have uploaded it here, these are always included with my account. So now let me select this one. Now we don't see the image because it might be under the layer of the background. So you have different layers in a post. So if you go and 1 second. Let me just refresh. Yeah. So I'm going to my projects, opening my folders, and I have my images over here. I want to show that we had a meeting today, so I want to find something closer to that. Probably a person speaking. Now I'll just expand it so that it can fit my page. And then I just don't want my image to show up. I want to reduce its opacity. So if you see this checkerboard transparency icon over here, you can click that and reduce the transparency. So as you reduce the transparency to around 16, I feel it's good for my post because it's not too distracting, but it has some content to say. Now that we have done with this, the background, I want to add this part of the post. For that, I'm just going to add a rectangle shape. I'm going to my menu options, selecting the elements on the left side of the menu. And I see there are a lot of shapes. I might just take up a square, change its dimensions as per my requirement, and put it here. But I don't want it to have the same background. So I want to use the background from Toastmasters website, which is gray. I'm copying the code of the gray, going back to Canva, pasting it here, and making it gray. Now I want to have Toastmasters International logo. We have it here. For that, I have downloaded it from the Toastmasters brand manual and I kept it in my folders in logos. So now I'm just gonna resize it and just have it added here. Just so that it fits exactly. Now you have the option to add your club name. For that, you can scroll on the menu and add text. Once you are here, you don't know which text to look, which font you need to use. So you can go back to the brand manual, see the font, you see the fonts, and the font is Gotham. You just go ahead here and type Gotham. You find it. So it's here, but you don't see it. So I just want to increase the size to maybe 32. And then I want it to be white, or let's go with Toastmasters colors, which is Loyal Blue. I'm copying this code, going back here, pasting it here, Loyal Blue. Now I'm taking it here. And my club is Communicators Club. And I'm just trying to bold it. And I'm not comfortable with the size, so I just want to increase the size. And now I'm happy with this. You can resize or reposition it. Yeah. And I'm happy with this. So this makes my header portion, which says it's a Toastmasters International post for the club Communicators Club. Now let's get to the main part, which is adding the text highlights of the meeting. So you can go again and find the text option, same font, increase the size. This time maybe 36. And double click to select everything and then add highlights of the meeting and the day. So it's 11, 21, 24. Align it as per your needs. The good thing with Canva is once you click and hold the entire box, it has a magnet clipping so that it aligns you with the middle of the page. You see the pink line in between my post, in the middle of my post. It is actually clipping my box to that mid of the page. Now I'm selecting everything. I'm not happy with the color of the font. So I just want to make it white. So that gives a header. Now let's see how we can add our members or Toastmasters image of who was the best speaker, best evaluator, and best table topic. For this, you don't need to do it 3 times. You can do one and just duplicate it so that it can be copied and pasted along. For this, you go to the same elements, scroll down to find something called frames. A frame is one thing which helps you to bound your image to a specific shape. I'm going to select this circular shape and adjust it as per my convenience, which I think would be visible for the people who are looking at it on phones or laptops. So I'm happy with that. I'm just going to add a text, the same process again, increase the size, and write it as this speaker. I'm not happy with the size, so I'm increasing the size. I think it's too big, so I'm just reducing to 30. And then I'm going to use the same color, which is white, because I think white can be easily read on any types of backgrounds. So now we have this. I'm just going to click on this and right click. You see duplicate option. Either you can use the shortcut key Ctrl+D, or you can just hit duplicate. So now you have this, which you can use for writing the name of the best speaker. So I am assuming it's myself for today. So I'm just entering my name. If you want it to be in a single line, you can just adjust it as per your needs. My name is big, so I'm like happy with having it in 2 lines. So now I want to repeat the same for the rest of the 2 categories, which is evaluation and the table topics. For that, I'm gonna click on the background and lock it. If you see the pointer, you have an option to lock. So once it is locked, it can't be moved. So now I can select, I'm just left clicking on my mouse and dragging it so that it selects all the 3 things that I have inserted. And once I have done this, I'm gonna unlock the page, select this. One second. Yep. Right click, and I'm gonna create a group of these 3. Once I have grouped them, I can just drag and one second. Yeah. Now I can move this as a group. So I can adjust it as per my needs. Right click, duplicate. Now we got the entire set duplicated. Now it's magnetically aligned with my page, so I don't need to worry about it. I'm gonna duplicate it again. It automatically adjusts itself based on the distance between the first and the second, so that it places the third one with the same distance between second and third. That's one good neat feature of Canva. Now you just need to replace the titles. And say evaluator. You can have this table. You can have it table topic if you want it to be in single line, or if you can have it best table topic speaker if you want it to be in the double line. I personally prefer having it in the same line. It creates some kind of a uniformity. Now we need to have a picture of the person. I have already uploaded myself here. So once you click the image and drag it into the frame, you see it automatically aligns. So once you are into the frame, you just leave it and it gets snapped. But my head is cut off. So now I need to double click the image and adjust it as per my needs. Done. I could do the same for the rest of the 3. Done. Done. Now I want to add Toastmasters International logo. I have added this. Now I'm gonna bring it to this corner. I have the logo here. The 2 things that are left right now is the word of the day. As a grammarian gives you the word of the day, you can even have it added to your post, which can create some kind of a, I would say, engagement on the post. I would like to add a shape in the center, which says with the font word of the day. And the word of the day is, it could be, yeah, anyone can throw a word. Anyone can give me a word. Who's gonna give me a word of the day? You
Authentic.
shouldn't be too hard.
Authentic.
Authentic.
Very
Nice.
good.
That's great. Authentic. Something happy. Authentic. But this background is way too much distracting. So I'm just gonna reduce the opacity just to blend it here. And maybe I can change the color of it. Play with the opacity. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So now we are just left with one thing. I got the best speaker award, but for which pathway? I'm just gonna go to the projects, my folders, logos, and I'll try to find my presentation mastery. Bring it here. That's the logo for that. I can just duplicate this to add the text, and I can say mastery level 2. So now I can reduce the size of this to make it in one line. I can reduce the size of this, and I can reduce the spacing between the lines. Yep. So we are done with today's post, I guess exactly on time. And I want some reaction from the people. Great, 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 great.
I have a question.
Yep. Sure, please go ahead.
I think I missed it, but how did you get your picture in this case into the
Okay.
document?
Yeah. So if you see on the left side of the screen, there's a menu option and you have uploads. So you can upload your image from your desktop. So you click upload files, select the image, click open, and it's uploaded.
Okay,
Once it is uploaded, just drag and drop.
thank you.
Great, great questions. Yep. Anyone else with the questions?
This is great, Rupesh. I love the idea of the highlights for the meeting. I can definitely see it being really good promotional material. And by posting something that is kind of a live aftermath, also, I think lets the public know that you're an active club.
Yep. Yep. That's a great point.
Can you tell them how to save that particular image, just that one,
Yes.
when you've got two?
Yes. Yep. So now, once we are done with the post, I'm still, let's suppose, not happy with this opacity. I'm just gonna click, I'm gonna increase the opacity, transparency. Now I feel like I'm happy with this. So I'm gonna hit the share icon, share button on the top right of the screen. And here I want to download. So once I hit download, I don't want all the pages. I just want the page number, page 2. So I'm gonna just select page 2. Done. I would recommend saving it in the PNG format as a default format because it has the highest quality. And you can just go ahead and download. It would take a second or two. And voila. It will ask you where. You can save it. And once you open it, Yep, you're ready with the post to share it with your club members or in LinkedIn, Facebook, any place that you want to share and promote the meeting and promote yourselves.
And the nice part is, once you have that template, you can just kind of use
Yep.
it over and over again.
You just need to change the dates, change the images, change the names, change the word of the day and the pathway that they're using. So it's like once you have the template, you're 90% done. You just have to just keep repeating the stuff.
This is
Yeah.
great. Any other questions, concerns, comments from our crowd? Or guests?
Good job, Rupesh. That was awesome.
Yes,
Thank you.
each time
Okay.
I learned something a little different, like locking the background. I love that. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah. That image makes creates an entire different perspective for the people who are looking at the post. Once we have the background, it definitely, without even looking at what's the content on the post, you can easily say that it's some kind of a people communication involvement, different words that you get into your mind even before you read anything. That creates the kind of spark for the people to know what is this. I mean, so there's something going on. They don't understand what's best evaluator, best table topics, but they can understand best speaker. But they want to know more. So that creates some kind of a exact, I would say, the spark to know what's going on.
Absolutely. Goes to show the value of putting the intention behind selecting that image.
And Toastmasters International has done everything for us. So I didn't do anything. I just went to the Toastmasters brand and they have everything for us. If you see the images that we have, all the images they have on their website. So we just have to select which one to use out of those, because these are Toastmasters branded content. So these are specifically taken for Toastmasters to use for Toastmasters clubs and posts. And these are very high quality. So yeah, Toastmasters has done almost everything for us. We just have to use it.
Yes, Sunny?
Yes, Sunny.
I did it with my other Canva account, but I have another Canva account and I can't remember. What's your protocol for actually getting your photos and your logos into Canva? Do you first download it to your computer and then you upload it and then you move it to a project? Can you explain that, please?
Sure. So once I am in the Toastmasters brand portal, I go to images and photography. Once I click this branded images, I go to this page. Here, I just hit download all, which I have already downloaded, and I have saved it in a folder on my desktop. So now that I have saved my folder, I wanted to organize it. The easiest thing is you can just go and upload your files here. That is the easiest. But the thing is, as you keep adding members' photos and all the stuff, it keeps getting difficult for the people to find where you have the right image. So for that, Canva has an option of projects folder, where you can create a custom folder for whatever work you're doing. So I have created meeting highlight template. So I know that all the resources that I need for the meeting highlight template are in this. So in future, maybe I don't like this design and I need to redesign. I'll just go to this folder. I have created 2 separate folders in this again, where I have all the images that I have downloaded to my system. I got it uploaded here. And all the logos that I have downloaded from Toastmasters International brand portal, I got it here. So that I have everything sorted and I don't have to worry about creating a new post. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm glad you asked that, because staying organized in Canva is definitely an area I struggle with. So I like that.
Great.
All right, guys, any other questions before we move on to our next segment? Going once, going twice. Then if you've got a question, bring it back next month.
Yep.
And on that note, it is my esteemed pleasure to introduce to you David. David being from our Lunchtime Speaking to Succeed Club. He's going to talk to you today about Free Toast Host and how to add links. So David, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Hillary, and welcome everyone. Currently, of the three people that I'm seeing, Jolene, Jack, and Sunny, are you all three using Free Toast Host? Yes, yeah. And Jack, are you using free? No? Okay.
I also use it.
You are or not?
No, I use it.
You use it too, Eunice? Okay, thank you. Okay. Jack, are you looking to use it or you're just kind of getting other information?
Well, if it's of value, yes.
Okay. Well, I always look at it this way. If something's free and it helps me, that to me is a value, and that's why I like it, you know. Now, yeah, it's just like anything else. You got to find a purpose and you have to say, is it worth trying? Yeah, I've looked at it. I've looked at other programs. I know other people use other different types of programs too. And I found that the Free Toast Toast was easier in many ways, but then again, that may not be for you. I don't know. But the purpose here at least is to show you what is capable with Free Toast Host. And the reason I asked that question is because I'd like to have one of the people who use Free Toast Host maybe be not a guinea pig, but an actual participant in one of the sessions that I wanted to do here. Of the ones that are using the Free Toast Host now, by chance on your website, do you have a link that you can look at your distinguished club points? No. Jolene says no. Eunice says no. Okay. Jolene, would you be interested in putting a link on your website, or do you have capability of accessing that website? Are you still muted? There you
No.
go.
Didn't I unmute? Yeah. Are you talking about now putting a
Yes.
link on my? No, I'm not interested in that.
Okay.
I don't think my members are that interested in that.
Okay, okay, I thought I'd ask. Yes, Sunny.
Well, thank you.
You know, I think we do have a link. We have a link that goes to it that's inside our Facebook page.
Okay. But you don't have an actual link that goes, say, to TIs for your club's DCP points?
And no,
No. Is that something you might be interested in your club?
hey, we're interested in everything.
That's good, good.
Every time I go to Free Toast Host, I have to upload YouTube to kind of guide me through certain things, which they've been helpful, but you know.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that. So do you actually have access to your website as an administrator?
Yes, but I'm
Would you-
I'm really slow with it, so it would take this whole session here.
That's okay. That's a learning process, right? So would you be willing to do that with us?
Okay, all right, let me pull it up.
I mean, I can show you from mine, but actually having walked someone through it, I think is a better learning process because you'll find that, you know, oh, well, I'm not sure if I clicked here or because actually while Rupesh was giving his demonstration, I was in my one trying out different things and seeing what messages I get, error messages and stuff like that. So it's a good learning that way. So
Okay,
just let me know when you get it brought up.
I will.
And just briefly, I'm going to share a screen here while she's working on that. So everyone should be able to see my screen now that has my club. And on the left-hand side, I've got it set up for a lot of different links. For instance, I have links for videos. I have links to different districts, club DCP points, and occasionally, you know, you may come across, say, oh, this is kind of interesting. Here's a person who does a lot of tech for Toastmasters, and that's a lot of information. So I actually put a link in, and it's called Tech for Toastmasters. And this guy is phenomenal. He covers everything. And so I came across that and I put that as the link. The main reason is I do this for a couple reasons. One is to help our members because that way they have the resource. But two is if somebody is looking at your website that has never been to a Toastmasters and they see that you are a very active club and you have all these interesting links and they start clicking on them and they think, oh, that's pretty cool. How do they do that? That may bring them back to you at your club and say, hey, I saw this on your website. Tell me a little bit about that. Piques their interest, right? And that's the idea. Because what I found is I go to a lot of clubs' websites every once in a while in our district, and I look at them and I say, what are they doing? So I click on something and I look and then it's like, oh, well, here it goes to their Facebook. And then what do I find out? They haven't been in their Facebook account for a year or two or several months or they're not at all. It's like, there it is, but they didn't do anything. So that's not good. If you're going to show something, at least show that you're making progress, that you're active and that you're always doing it. So I always encourage that for the people who are doing the websites, for people who are your PR people, stay active. Put something in there, even if it's something simple like Ropish just showed you about meeting highlight. It shows that you are interested and you're showing interest, and that's what people are looking for. So Eunice, have you gotten to where?
Yes, I've opened it up and they have some new information there. So I didn't want to click on anything until you saw it.
Okay, so do you know how to share a screen?
Yeah, says,
Okay.
okay, here we go.
All right.
Can you see it?
Oh, okay, yeah, that's the first thing that always comes up to the website administrator because a
Oh,
lot of
this
times
is my
they're
first
doing-
time seeing it.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, a lot of times they're doing updates and stuff like that. And I click on keep this and close because I can always go back to it.
Yeah, I did get a message about a update.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Okay. Hey, I see Rakia picture. That's pretty cool. All right. So this is something that you stay active with pretty much?
Not really.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
when somebody tells me they can't do something and I go on YouTube and find out how to get it done.
That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I use YouTube all the time. I use it for house projects. I use it for everything. Because I notice people out there that's done something that I want to do. I just got to find out how to do that. So, all right. So I see on the left-hand side, you have some links already. You have something about open houses. That's cool. So this was when you had an open house and it actually talks about it.
Yeah, but this is probably an old open house.
Okay. That's all right.
You're talking about this on the side. Right, right. This is probably an old. Oh, yeah, that's real old.
Oh, yes.
That's an in-person old.
Okay, but that's kind of cool. You got a picture. Yeah, I like that. Okay, good. So let's go down on the left-hand side now and then open up Launch Admin Console.
Launch, okay.
Okay, and now from here, then you go up where it says select a module
Mm-hmm.
and then custom web pages.
Okay.
And then it comes right up to create new page. That's the first thing that comes up. So this is how simple it is. This is where you create a web page. Now, for the one for the DCP points, you have to be able to access Toastmasters International in order to do that. So if you want to just open up another tab at the top of your screen, you can stay where you're at.
Mhm. You said open up another tab. So how do
Yeah.
I do that?
At the top of your screen, of your computer screen, not here, yeah, all the way to the top. Yeah,
Okay.
there you go. And type in Toastmasters International. We'll have you log in there.
Oh, so I'm gonna log into my number.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And this will help show too, for some people that haven't been in the TI in a while, they have a different look, you know, they've been updating with pathways and different programs. So great. So the easiest way is just scroll down a little bit and go to Club Central. Scroll down a little bit more. Now, obviously, you're an officer, so you have access to this. But you can find, you know, people that don't have officer access can still find all this information. And then you're looking for your Distinguished Performance Report.
Oh, Distinguished Performance Report. Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah, I saw it.
Click on that.
Yeah. And there is your report for your club. It's already there.
Oh yeah, there it is, Ladera. Okay.
Yeah. Yep, it's already there. So that's your current, and anytime you click there, that is the most current information.
Mm-hmm.
So now what you're going to do is copy that link right there at the top. Just highlight and copy it.
Okay.
And now go back to that tab that has your club open, your club webpage. Yep.
Mhm.
Now paste it into that blank white space right below.
Right here.
Uh-huh. Now, I'm going to have you do this, and I want you to see what happens. Go ahead and click Save. Because this is what a lot of people will do. Oh, I did this. Why ain't it working? You get an error message. It's telling you. This is what you must do. You must include a web page title. That's all you must do for this to work. So if you scroll down to the first little entry, and it's even highlighted for you. See it? It's colored.
Uh-huh. So put it
And
here.
you name this whatever you want to name it.
Oh, whatever I want to name it.
Yeah. I name mine Club DCP Point. I mean, but it's
Sounds-
report.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, you also have the option of putting in a menu entry position number, but that's not necessary. And for this purposes, we won't do that for now, but just go ahead and save it. And now it tells you success. It's been added. So you'll close and you'll close again. And now it's going to come back to the front part of your page, and you're now going to see.
Should I go to home?
No, you're right there. You're already just scroll down on the left-hand side and you see it. Oh, back up.
Oh, okay, okay.
Club DCP points.
Am I missing some? Oh, there it is. Okay.
And click on it.
Okay, so now,
And point, you can click on it and that will give you the most current information that TI has for your club.
oh, that is great. Now, so if any member signs into this, they'll be able to click on that. And although I had to sign into my website to get this, to my
Right.
account, they can
But-
still click on it and then pull it up.
Yep, the link is now there. It will automatically go there. No have to sign in to TI or anything. Or anybody going to your website can click on it and they can see. Now from here, you can go to other clubs, other districts. It doesn't matter. You can check on other clubs too. Because a lot of times I'll do that. If some other clubs in my area, I want to look. And I'll click on them. And so you can click on the tab where it says division and area performance.
Division and area performance up in here, oh, right
Yep.
here, okay.
There you go. And now you can see and compare your club to other clubs in your area. Which is kind of cool if you're kind of keeping track of what's going on.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying, right.
Yeah, because a lot of people have never even seen this information. Or you can click on club performance and that'll also show you the different clubs of the different areas. So you got all this information available to you. It's kind of nice for sometimes your officers to know this. Sometimes it's information for your area directors, you know, to check on things. And plus, you now have access to TI's, all that info, other reports there. You can look at everything that's dealing with the district or other districts. And you don't even have to log into TI to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, so that was very simple. See, that wasn't hard at all. I like it easy when somebody else does it.
I think this was really good for an example, especially using the club points. And having that on your page, again, is that another subtle way to show club activity. They may
Right.
not be looking at, but if they're clicking around and they see check boxes checked, again, you're letting people know you're active and
Yeah, you're sharing that information and you know, if you say, and now I get this too, because about corporate clubs. Yes, corporate clubs are not open to the public, so they can't take on members. But this is a tool that could be utilized to say, okay, somebody contacted you and they're interested in other clubs, where you could show them where there are other clubs in your area, or you can point them back to Toastmasters International and help them find it. I mean, there's different things here. That helps, but that's a tool for all your officers that should be tracking what's going on with your club at any given moment. Okay. All right, so that was a pretty simple one. But and then you can, it's pretty that simple just to make a link to anything else. If you find an interesting article, sometimes I'll find news articles or something, and I'll copy that link, same thing. It does pretty much.
Same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
YouTube, a little different, but really not that much. Like I have YouTube links on mine, but pretty much the same way. You pop it into that space and you give it a name, and it then has that link. Now, if you start getting multiple videos, then I've actually created another page on mine, and I have multiple videos in it. So it's a little more involved, and we won't get to that point tonight.
Okay, okay.
But you can, you know, videos.
Oh, that is great. Because I know somebody was posting something about, I think doing videos and stuff, but they were trying to, in the end, they wanted you to buy a program that was going to allow you to do it for free Toast Host. So that's good knowing that you can actually do it without purchasing this program that they wanted you to buy to do it.
Exactly, yeah. And at any given moment, I always tell people, you know, if you're having an issue and you're having a problem with one of our sessions and that, you can always contact any of us, you know, in our sessions and just let us know. I mean, you know, for me, if you have an issue on your website and you can't quite figure out, you can always just contact me through email or call me, and I'll do like a one-on-one, just like this, have you share your screen and walk you through what's going on, because I've done that with a couple people already. And it's just maybe a simple thing, like a spacing that's off center or a little character that's off. But until I can see it, sometimes it's hard to explain it. So we have to actually walk through it. But yeah, anytime.
Now,
That's-
supposing you want to post a recap that we just finished of the meeting, how would you do that? Can you, I mean, I guess you can do that. The recap that we just finished in Canva. Because not everybody's on Facebook, but people can go to your website, and if they can pull that up, they can see what you did the previous week's recap.
yeah, I think it'd be for the Canva images would be more on for social media.
Oh, okay.
But I guess you could just keep an album on perhaps Free Toast Host, and then they would just kind of consecutively build up.
You can add that image to your web page just for that day, just like you added the image of the group from the open house. You
Right.
would just take that image and put it onto your web page, just like you did the other one.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't do that one, but I'll look at YouTube.
There you go.
That can help you too.
Thank you.
Hey, business subject matters for next month.
Yes. We're always looking for different subject material. So yeah, you come across something like that and say, hey, I would like to figure out how to do that. Just let us know. And then that's something we can research if we don't already know it. Because sometimes I don't know everything about this. I really don't. But I find out someone who does, or I'll go, like you said, go to YouTube. tell me how to find this, and then I'll practice and I'll work with it, and then we can teach it. So that's great. Well, thank you for participating like that. That was great.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
And now you've got that set up in your club. All set and ready to go. Oh, bonus.
Hi, Dave. This is Joe Johansson here.
Yes. How you doing?
All right. I, I'm at the hospital doing a sleep test, so I guess I'll be sleeping in a while. But anyway, I still have this question about tabs. You know, I have multiple pictures, like a page, but I want to be able to explore, keep putting them all available. So if I had tabs with people's names on, you could just click on that tab and it would go to that page. And now we've talked about that, right?
Right. Right.
Is that something we can do in Canva, or do I have to use some other program to do that?
And that might be a way to do that. I'm thinking, Hillary, is that something that would be easy?
I don't exactly understand what the need is.
Yeah,
Well,
go ahead, Joe.
I have multiple pages. I want to have a page with a picture and some information about each of our members, and put one up once a week. So I've got a number of them up, but ultimately I want to have them all there. But I don't want to have somebody needing to kind of scroll through all of them to get to Joe Blow. I want them to have just tabs, and you can click on that tab and it'll take you to Joe Blow's page.
On Free Toast Host?
Well, yeah, because our website is on Free Toast, yeah.
But he was wondering what could he do it maybe in Canva and then just copy that over.
My question would be, would you have a folder that contains a lot of one particular member? Or are you wanting to make all of the, because I know about what you're trying to do, but if you have it's like an extension of meeting your members, but you have your little bios on there, are you going to have multiple pictures of one particular person that they would need to see that?
I thought of just having a page where there will be a small picture of the individual and then some information about them. So if I want to know something about Rikia, I would click on that tab, and it would take me to the page that has a picture of you, a small picture, and then some information about you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I have to go. My sleep test guy is in here, so I have to. I'll have to kick off at this time. Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Yeah, and I kind of see what he's wanting to do. He could do like multiple pages, but then group it together. Yeah. I know Canva would have that capability.
I would feel awful special if my Free Toast Host website had a tab that was just all me. I haven't talked with Joe. He's my fellow club member. So
Yeah, I have to see what he wants and then we go from there. But I know I used Google Docs at one point. I had a bunch of photos and I put all the photos in that and then ran it like a what do you call it? One after another.
Sure.
now that might work. Putting them in a Google photo album and having a link to specific people.
Yeah. So that's an option. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for the question, Joe. Good luck with your sleep study. Hope you're not going to dream about this. That'd be funny.
And the nightmares.
Okay. Great.
This is great. Any other questions for David before we move on to our next segment? Going once, going twice. Then on that note, we will go ahead and turn the floor over to Rakia, who's going to talk to us today about some Zoom techniques, tips and tricks. And we're focusing on screen sharing today. So Rakia, the floor is yours.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. Thank you to my fellow club mates that are also on here. Tonight, I want to briefly show you a little bit about screen sharing. How many of you are comfortable with screen sharing? Raise hand. Okay, we're a little comfortable. I'll take that. There are some new options in Zoom, and I'm going to right now just show you my desktop. You will get to see your cute self again, but I want to share with you the desktop on what we're going to see when you click on the share button now. When you click on share, you have several options that you will see. First thing you're going to want to do is pick the item that you want to share. Right now, this is my screen. I have two monitors right now. So this image right here that says screen 1, that is my laptop. When you click on screen, it's going to show everything that you're doing in that screen, whether you're surfing the internet or you're showing a PowerPoint, it's going to be whatever is currently up. If you notice, you'll see these two screens look the same, right? The one below is my actual PowerPoint. And if you're going to if you have a PowerPoint that you are going to display, you're going to want to click on this, and that way it's only going to show your PowerPoint, not any of the extra things. A lot of people will click on this one and they get to see how messy your desktop is. Might not want that. So you're going to want to click on the application window that actually says what it is you're going to be on. And as you see, I've got several things that are minimized that I've been working on. These are all sites that are underneath this screen 1. The neat thing about Zoom is that they've given us now several options. At one point in time, you could put yourself within your PowerPoint, and people were wondering how you did that. Well, that's in the advanced sections here, PowerPoint. You can do it that way. But now they have given us some new options to allow us to share different ways. Over to the right here, you see the screen here. This allows you to be within your, this is going to just show your screen. I will demonstrate here just so you can see. It's going to show. Oh, I can't do that. Okay. See, it's going to show my PowerPoint. And usually when you get on your PowerPoints, you're going to want to do slideshow and pick from the beginning so you can advance your slides and you see none of that extra items with your slide. I'm going to stop share because that's what happens when you do that first option. Let's see, I'm going to share my screen. And then if you select this item here where you see a picture of, there we go. Look here, guys, here's a little display that's going to show you what it's going to look like on your screen. I stopped and shared, but right here, it's going to show what everyone else sees. This layout right here, it's going to show I'm sharing my second screen. It's going to show me down here in the bottom of my PowerPoint, and I can adjust my box, make myself smaller or larger. I can move myself here or there or wherever I want to be within my share. Then there's this option here that puts me down at the bottom, and there's my PowerPoint over here on my right. And again, I can adjust my picture, make myself smaller, move myself wherever I want, and then my PowerPoint is right here. That way you're not stuck in the middle of your PowerPoint. It's over to the side and it's not going to move. This other option is going to put me in a screen next to my PowerPoint. And then once you get good at this, you can get your hands right and really, like the weatherman, really show what you're able to do. So there's that option. Now, if your slides have any sound, or if you're going to have any sound, you want to make sure that you click this share sound. Otherwise, we don't hear whatever it is that you've got going. The other thing about clicking this share sound is once you hit share sound, it will stay selected every time you get out and come back in. So if someone else is sharing and you have to share, then that share sound, just make sure that it's on or off, because it will play any sound that you have going through your computer. So remember that. And these are some new things that we can do with our fonts. We can have wallpapers behind our presentations that really can jazz up our share. Whatever, there's a lot of different ones that you can choose. If you click on them, they will change your background. Now, I will say, if you have not done your upgrades in Zoom, you might not be able to see these items. This was one of their biggest upgrades when they changed things. So make sure that you've done that. Let's see, what else can I show you? One of the other things we were playing with earlier today is, you guys can't see this because I'm the one that's sharing right now, but when you are in a share, you have the option of checking your audio and your video and your participants. There is a little tool called Annotate. So if you want to annotate, you see here over, you can see I've got it right here. It's really tiny. These are things that you will see when you share. You can't see them now because I'm the one sharing. I'm sharing my desktop. But these are different things that you can have going on in your PowerPoint. So for example, let's choose this little spotlight. Yeah, what? It's not letting me. Let's go here. Should. No, it's probably giving me a hard time because I'm trying to do too many things at once. But let's try
Next
this.
one down.
I want to. Well, here's an arrow. It allows you to move an arrow around while you're talking. It's kind of like the laser pointer. You can have that in your presentation. As you saw, Rupesh was using this one, telling us where to go in Canva. The arrow is telling, it also tells people where you're pointing. These are different tools that you can use in your Annotate. I don't think it's going to allow me to do it because I'm sharing my screen in a couple of ways right now. But if I was to stop my share, no, if I was to share,
Spotlight's below the arrow.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Spotlight's below the arrow.
Right, let me pull up something that I can demonstrate the Annotate on. All right, so for instance, here's my slide. And I want to annotate. I'm going to add the dot. Okay, see how it's following me? There's the arrow. I can say, okay, here's what we want to do here. I can put your name here as the recipient. Do you see how I'm clicking on the arrows? And there's an erase, you can take them off.
That looks like the stamp feature, right, that you're using there.
It is. It was a stamp. Let's see, I want my mouse. It's not letting me click on the dot this time.
Don't you have to click on the little pencil one, and then it gives you the spotlight or the arrow?
The pencil gives me different types of draws.
Oh, okay.
There's my spotter. You can draw your PowerPoints. I changed it black so you could just see. But there's so many different ways that you can share. I can't, the other thing I wanted to show you is when you are sharing, and I can have someone demonstrate this, but when you're sharing and you see that toolbar that pops up, there's a green banner that if you click on that arrow in there, it allows you to see what the gallery is seeing. It allows you to see who the people, it tells you what they are seeing when you share your screen. And that's important for you to know that, because sometimes you're like, I don't know what you see. And if you're on a laptop and you don't have dual screens where you can put your PowerPoint on one and you can see your gallery, that allows you to practice. Would anyone like to practice? Anybody have a PowerPoint, anything they'd like to demonstrate, like to practice sharing with? Well, Donna, I did see your hand raised. Did you have a question?
No, I figured it out. I was gonna ask about the sound share, but I figured out that that was the sound in your, if you had sound in your PowerPoint, not necessarily you speaking, right?
No, right. That is sound coming from your computer. So whether
Okay.
it's something in your PowerPoint, if it's something you have, because yesterday I had the experience of displaying a PowerPoint, but also going to a YouTube and playing some music while the PowerPoint was displayed. It's whatever music, whatever sound you have coming from your computer is how that works.
But it also means
Perfect, thank you.
notifications and things like that will ring through. So
Yeah.
I'm sorry, say that again.
a notification, so if you've got a little
Oh.
pop-up bubble that'll, when an email comes through or something, that sound transfers through to everyone.
Okay, thank you for that.
One
Thank
of-
you, Rukia, as well. Okay,
Yeah,
good.
one of the things that I had to eventually get rid of was that antivirus notification, because it would pop up and ding and pop up and ding. It's like you have to go into your Windows settings and turn those notifications off so that you won't get interference into your PowerPoints. Is there anyone who wants to try, or any questions about sharing? That's a short lesson, but I think I see so many times when people are sharing their PowerPoints, they either show the desktop where there's all this extra stuff in the back, or they don't understand that you need to do that from the beginning so it looks like a PowerPoint. I just see so many errors when I see sharing. I'm trying to help you get that done better.
Sharing in presentation mode, I think. I see so many people who share the whole thing and then you see the side stuff and the menus. And to me, that's professionally one of the worst things at work to watch somebody do. It's like, oh, come on. But then Toastmasters, this is where we come to practice. This is where we come to learn and get the skills. So when we show up at work, we've got that little extra edge that puts our presentation on presentation mode, and people don't even know why they like our stuff that much better.
I got one I can pull up
Okay.
because I notice that sometimes, sometimes when I enlarge it, it doesn't advance like it's supposed to on my PowerPoints. And at one point, it was, until I upgraded, it was actually open twice. What do you do when you see it open twice someplace? So then I minimize it. I find out that it flows better when I have it like this versus in the,
Now, if this were my PowerPoint and if this was my PowerPoint for my presentation, you see where it says slideshow up in the upper, those tabs up there?
mhm,
I would click on slideshow
mhm.
and from the beginning, and then it'll make it fill the whole screen.
Yes, but what tends to happen with me when I do the slideshow, sometimes it does not slide like it's supposed to. Now, see, it's working good now because you're looking at it. But
Actually, we're not, okay, what you might have done is maybe you didn't click, because right now it hasn't changed for us.
It could
oh,
be
it has it? You see what I mean?
Because it depends on what you clicked on to share it.
It's supposed to be sharing because I'm gonna say stop share. Now I'm back to regular. And okay, I'm gonna try it again. Here we go. Okay, you see that?
Okay.
Because I'm sharing.
The whole PowerPoint, we see your side ribbon, we see your menu.
Exactly. And see, and when I go to this, when I say share from the beginning slideshow, that's when it seems to disappear.
Oh, did you?
It disappeared on purpose that time. But see, I go from the beginning, slideshow from the beginning. Oh, now it's just disappearing altogether. But
We can still see it. Let me tell everybody that's on Zoom right now, on your screen, you should have a green shield in the upper right-hand corner of your Zoom screen.
okay, a green shield. I do. I see
Okay.
it with a check mark.
Click on that screen, that badge,
Uh-huh.
and then it should say, oh, let me try this one. Oh, it's a co-host. It should say, oh, the little gear to the right, upper right-hand corner, click on that gear.
Okay.
And there's something in a square that should tell you version. It's the bottom of the square. It says bandwidth, network type.
Right.
That at the bottom, it says version.
Yes, I see that.
If you are upgraded, it should be 6.2.10.
Oh, see, mine says 6.0.0.
That could be a part of the problem.
You're
Okay.
out of date. You're obsolete. You gotta upgrade.
Uh-huh. Okay, thank you.
Oh, Sonny, you must have had they might have done another upgrade since yesterday because you're 6.2.3. Yeah, I checked it yesterday, so it could very well be. Do you know how to check for upgrades?
No, let's.
Let me demonstrate, and then that will take the rest of my time. All right. When you have Zoom on your desktop, the app, you should get something that looks like this when you open up your Zoom. Over here in this little upper hand corner, it might have your picture if you have a picture saved, but when you click on it, right about mid here, it says check for updates. When you click on that, it's going to say you're up to date. Sonny, are you on a Mac? That might be why you're 6.2.3. So it says I am up to date. If you are not up to date, it's going to tell you there's new installs or there's a new update, and it will not install those updates while you are in a Zoom meeting.
Correct. So I have updates available and it won't do it. I just got the thing saying it'll do it when it's done.
It'll download them, but it will not upload them until you are out of Zoom.
Okay.
Did you find where you need to do this, Eunice?
I mean, I didn't know I can do it while I was in there with you, but I mean, we just checked and I saw where I need to update.
Okay.
So
You try
after
it
we
and
finish,
it'll update when we close out of this.
Yes, you can tell it to do it. It's just not going to do it till we get out of the meeting.
okay.
How about you, LaDonna? Are you up to date?
I will have to check, ma'am.
Okay. Well, one of the things I always tell, I try to put that in the registration. Please check to make sure you're updated because Zoom is constantly doing things. And when things don't work and things are just not cooperating with you, usually it's because you need to do an upgrade.
Mhm.
Oh, we lost Sunny. I don't know if she meant to do that.
I have a question. Why are to all the techie people, why is a lot of the like YouTube, they seem to be switching to black screens. A lot of times it's
Oh, that's a preference. I
Oh,
like the black screens. So I had to tell people sometimes, I'm sorry, but mine are black. Oh, there's Sunny. Mine are black because you can change it that way.
So
Oh,
I do a
okay.
black background. I'm an AutoCAD drafter, and it's very common to use black backgrounds and to draw with white lines. And it's actually more comfortable on the eye to see that way.
Now there are some features in Zoom. I know, like, I don't know if it's the immersive view or something else, but there's some features that'll say you can't have a dark mode. You have to take it out of dark mode, but you get the warning and you'll know how to change it. Do you want to know how to change it, or do you like yours white? I just don't like the black.
I'm just trying to get used to it when I click someplace else. But as a matter of fact, when I click on something, if they have a black screen, I click out.
Ricky,
Well,
I'd
you
like to
talk-
see how to do it.
You would go to your video, to the bottom toolbar. On your left, there's video. Let me see.
Yep.
And then general. And about midway down, you'll see
Mm.
system setting, dark and light.
Whoops, no, okay, click on video. I have webcam, adjust background, and oh, video settings.
Yes, go to video
Video
settings.
settings. Okay. And then is it background and effects?
Click on general. It's at the top.
Oh, general. Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Oh, okay. System setting dark or light. Okay.
Yep. And the system setting will do whatever your computer has. So if you have
Okay.
dark on your laptop or whatever, it'll match whatever your system is.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you, ma'am.
And you can also do that on the application, the desktop client. There's an option to change it to dark as well. So this is your Zoom, but then you can change it there.
So when you're
Okay.
in the light mode, you can change the theme color. That's interesting. I'm agave now.
So Dr. Sunny, it kicked you out. I didn't know that it would do that. So now
Yes, you were right. I mean, you can't update while you're in a meeting. It will take you out of the meeting, but at least it did. I joined and I clicked down the down arrow, so it still told me how to get back into the meeting.
Okay.
But I'm now at 6.2.10. Yours was higher than mine.
No, that's what I'm at. I was 6.2.10 and you were 6.3.
0.2.3, I think.
Oh, so it went down? Wow. Oh, yeah, you were
Oh.
6.2.3. I see the chat now. It said 6.2.3. Now you're 6.2. How they come up with those numbers, I don't know, but it was like there was a huge one between the biggest upgrade. So 6 was a big one.
Okay.
But they're always constantly finding something to fix in there, and I'm happy about most of those things. Well, I want to know if you're comfortable with what we've done today. It's 8:26. I think a new topic might take us over the 8:30 mark. So if there's any questions, if there's anything you want us to show you next time, please indicate that on the survey that will follow after you log off this meeting. And if you want the recordings, I'm really bad about sending those, but tell me and I'll get it done. Eventually, they're all saved. But kudos to David. Thank you to Hillary being our Toastmaster of the day. Thank you for coming. Eunice all the way from California, Dr. Sunny from North Carolina, and LaDonna, I think, aren't you down in Bloomington? Yep. So our next meeting will be December the 19th, right before Christmas. We might have to try one of the immersive view meetings and put everybody in like a let's just try one. I got a few minutes. Put everybody in a classroom. That would be kind of fun, I think. I think though, when you do this immersive view, sometimes sharing seem to be a little complicated, but or if you're sharing and you've got people all kinds of ways, it most people don't like it, but it's fun to me.
It is fun. It is fun. I wonder if I
There's-
could try that tomorrow.
It's you are, if you are the host, you have to be the host. If you click on view, and then immersive is your option, and there are about maybe 7 or 8 of these. There's even one that you could have your own video, and it tells you, so like it's telling me, can I share? Let me see if I can share my desktop. Let's see. Let's move this out of the way. Click on view. Oops. This is multi-speaker view. I don't know if anybody's ever tried that. I love multi-speaker view. It highlights whoever's talking and puts everybody down here. Anybody can try this. The thing you got to realize in Zoom is your view is however you want it to be. Speaker allows the person that's talking to be seen. Gallery allows you to see everybody. And here's immersive view. And these are the different options. So you've got the, this is it. You've got this one where we're on a wall. This one where you're in a lecture hall. This one's like a little panel. Ooh, if it's just 2 of us and we want to sit by the fireside.
So on the immersive view, if I click that, if I'm the host, will everyone see themselves in a chair?
Yep.
Oh, that's great.
Yep. Just
Take a
make
minute,
sure
Tom.
right down here, I don't know if you can see this on the share, but right down here, it tells you how many. So like this one is 25 people. So if you gotta have 25 people. And I like this one because if you do a share screen, it pops up right here,
Mhm.
but you can only have 4 people in this one.
Mm.
Oh, that makes the meeting so much fun.
Yeah.
But
Big-
Rakia, does it record now? I remember at one point it did not record the,
Immersive.
yeah.
Let's
I'm
try it out.
wondering if that changed.
Let me just try it out. We'll just put us in a classroom. There's how many of us? 5, 9. Okay, let's do this.
And I
We'll just, we're so little. Everybody, there we go. I have a sharing screen. There we go. And I can move people on my side. I can move Hillary over here. Get David over there by himself. As the host, I can move people around. How
Cool.
about that? Yeah, you can
Yeah.
have you
I
can
like
make
having more space.
I think you can make them bigger too. Let's see.
See, I can't move anybody.
No, because you're not the host.
No, co-host isn't good enough.
No, you gotta be a host. So we'll see if it's recording and we'll
We're not special.
So you're in timeout, or if I want to put whoever's speaking, put them. Can I go? Oh, I can
Well,
put
my
Sunny.
computer says recording.
It's still recording, but it might be something that once the recording comes out, it doesn't display it. That could be what she means.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. I just like the fact of having fun while you're there.
Now I do think so. Like Sunny's background, her background turned white once we changed her, and then LaDonna's a circle. So I'm like, I don't know how it decided what shape to make us.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yep.
I was blurred and it won't let me go to none while I'm in this view.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
now and if you did it again, could you just test that? Let me go to none. All right, I went to none.
Okay. Let's see which one do we have.
Uh-huh.
Oh, now, well, no,
Wow.
you're still a box, a square.
That is funny. Ah. Okay.
Who knows what's going on? So people will look different, but you can still do it.
It's something we could play with next month.
Exactly. We might just have a festive, maybe I could make one. I don't know.
That's,
Well,
I do a weekly meeting at work and it's usually, it'll be something covering an experience that I just had throughout the week. When I stuff, trying to find agenda items.
something to.
No
So
problem.
I want to challenge you between this time and the next meeting to try the different views, not necessarily immersive all the time, but even multi-speaker and gallery, because a lot of times people don't realize that what you see is what you want to see. Even if someone is spotlighted, you can decide you don't want to see the spotlight, you want to see everybody. You can change that view. Nobody knows.
You know what
It is. Go
what I've
ahead.
noticed, Rakita, I noticed that some Zooms, when you click on in, they either have they have a video or something going while you're there. Is that an easy thing? If not, then I'll put that down as a recommendation for the next time.
A video like their virtual background.
You're in the you're in the waiting room to get
Oh.
in.
Oh, yeah.
I'll put that on as something for the next time.
I have learned how to do that. I didn't put it on this Zoom account because this one's mine. Versus the one that's the District 11. The tricky thing about that is making sure your video is not too big. It has to be a certain number of megabytes. And I learned, I don't know if I can teach it again, but I'll try. I learned how to use Microsoft's video shortener or something, and it shrunk it to where I could put, so I have like on the Toastmaster, there's a Toastmaster promo thing. They also have Zoom clips where you can make your own. Welcome to my Zoom room, but my account is shared, so I don't put anything.
Okay, thank you.
Well, thank you again for coming out, joining on the Zoom. I hope you tell your friends and send them our way so we can learn more and do more.
Wow.
You officially
Thank you,
ask
everybody.
for any social media activity, again, that same concept, for people to know that this is happening and people are getting value from it. What message would entice you to attend? And what calls to you to, click a link and spend time doing something? And it is with your guys' help and support that we will continue to do this with enough people showing interest. So we thank you so much for your time this afternoon.
And thank you for sharing the information, Rakita. I did not know that this option was available.
Well, I'm trying. You're in District 1, and I should have told all my District 1 friends, but I haven't.
It's a good time also.
Well, I'm glad you came. I'm going to stop the recording.